Hey there, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your monthly astrological forecast for May 2022. And just a quick reminder that if you ever want to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can simply follow the links in the down bar below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, engagement helps this channel out a lot. So what's going on with your month of May? Well, to start, we have the Sun in Taurus through the 20th of the month. This is your fourth house of home, family, the domicile, your living situation, as well as any home-based business operations or your overall home economy. With the Sun in this part of your chart, we're seeing attention, enhancement, and support starting to transform the environment of your home life. This is a great time for those of you that have been looking to maybe transform your relationships with a lot of your family members. There's a big focus on clearing and uncomplicating a lot of connections in your life as it relates to your family life or as it relates to any kind of home-based business operations that you have. We're also having a beautiful month when it comes to being able to bring more fun, more levity, more recreation into the home. And a lot of you are also going to find that contributions from your friends, allies, and your community are changing relationship dynamics that you have with your family members, as well as relationships you may have with those you share your home with in a very beautiful way, because these contributions could be coming in to not only boost the quality of life, but bring in more bonding experiences, as well as help transform the very relationship that your household has with the rest of the world. After the 20th of the month, we've got the Sun entering Gemini for the duration of May and going on into June. This is your fifth house of love, romance, as well as creativity and your relationships with your children, parenthood. And with the Sun going on here, or moving on in here, I should say, we have a beautiful opportunity to start a new road or a new story when it comes to the way we connect with our kids or with romantic partners, because the Sun is opening up not only a lot of new journeys and new adventures to go on, but it's helping bring in a lot of sweet, wholesome simplicity into this space, helping to clear away any kind of distractions or any kind of excess busyness, anything that has been kind of throwing us off, if anything's been throwing us off, or if we've just been wanting some creative stimulation, or we've been looking for a way to, bring some excitement into these relationships. This is where it's going to be. The Sun in your fifth house is also a beautiful time for any of you who are looking to maybe give a launch to a creative pursuit or a creative project that you would like to maybe have go public. And you're also going to find that there is a lot more play in your life in general. This is going to be really, really strong for those of you that are also looking for ways to change the dynamics of how communications and affections are shared in both romantic partnerships as well as parent-child relationships that you have. And so all around, a really, really sweet month already. We have Mars, the planet of action, passion, energy, and that obstacle-clearing driving force in Pisces through the 24th of the month. And this is your second house of earned income, employment, your values, and your valuables. And this is all about you breaking glass ceilings, because wherever Mars goes, especially when it comes to an income sector, we are going hard at work. In fact, whenever Mars is in an income area, such as, of course, houses 2, 6, or 10, in this case 2 for you, we not only see that there is going to be a major push for some serious overtime, but you are actually getting into a space where a lot of competitive positions or very competitive opportunities are going to start presenting to you or your team or to your business if you run your own business. This is also going to be a time where with Mars, you are going to want to be ready to take on situations that may require you to get competitive yourself. After the 24th, we've got Mars moving on into Aries, which is your third house of communications, pacts, promises, and commitments. And with Mars in the third house, this is a time where a lot of you Aquarian people are getting a chance to clear, undo, and break away from a lot of contracts, commitments, and associations that either do not serve anymore or failed to serve in the first place. It really all depends on what's going on with you in your chart and your own life. But with Mars in the third house, what ends up happening here is that you are getting a chance to start cutting yourself free from a lot of ties that bind, especially when it comes to things that hold you back towards a certain obligation or a certain corner or time in your life that you know you have already outgrown or moved past. And this can be socially, this can be professionally, because the third house kind of covers all areas at once. You're also going to be noticing that a lot of helpful third parties are stepping forward to champion you at this time. These could be, of course, personal friends as well as maybe professional friends, or if you are looking for professional assistance with whatever you've got going on, that will be there as well, because Mars also brings people in who can hook us up. This is a time, however, where you're going to want to be careful, Aquarius, because Mars in your third house can sometimes put us in a space where we might go a little too hard with negotiations or with expressing ourselves or with making our intentions known. And if we think we're being assertive, but we're really being like socially awkward aggressive, then that might be working against us. So we want to make sure we are able to be self-aware and read the room at all times. However, this is overwhelmingly positive for you because, again, anything that you've been looking to clip yourself free from, you're going to get the chance to do that at the end of this month and even ongoing into June. We have Venus, the planet of love, favor, popularity, and affection in this part of your chart as well, from the 2nd of May through the 28th, which pretty much covers the entire month. Venus in the third house is bringing you more hookups as far as gifts that are coming to you through your community. Now, Venus here is not so much about helping you fight battles like Mars is, but Venus is coming in and acting as a bit of a matchmaker in a lot of respects. Where do you need to be hooked up or have, matches made in order for yourself to move forward? Yes, okay, of course. When it comes to love and romance, helpful third parties are here for you. Some of you may be getting set up during this month, or may even find love through a special interest group or through a peer group or through a peer or a friend who just happens to put you in the right place at the right time. This may also be a situation or an aspect that helps you when it comes to speeding up developments in love as well. For those of you who are curious more about the practical side of things, Venus in the third house can really help you out, because if you are looking to get match made when it comes to financial opportunities, academic opportunities, travel opportunities, travel is going to be pretty strong for you this month anyway. I feel like a lot of you are going to get that as well. And with Venus here, a lot of you, if you've been looking to get on the move or do some maybe entertaining of relocation ideas or expanding of work operations, you're going to have all the help you need. We have Mercury, the planet of communications, haste, and productivity, behaving oddly this month. Mercury is direct in Gemini through the 10th, which is your 5th house of love, romance, creativity, and your relationships with your kids, parenthood. And then Mercury is retrograde here between the 10th and the 22nd. And then from the 22nd of May through the 3rd of June, Mercury retrogrades back into Taurus, that 4th house of home and family, for the duration of his retrograde before turning direct June 3rd. With Mercury direct in Gemini, this is a time where we are able to open up lines of communication when it comes to creative pursuits that we would like to have more hands on deck with. And this can also apply to situations where you would like to make something a little bit more well known, or you would like to speed up the fruition of a creative project or some kind of investment that you have been hard at work on, or maybe thinking about finally getting hard at work on and giving yourself a nice fast start. This is also a time where a lot of you are getting a chance to maybe speed up growth when it comes to some kind of joint effort you have been making with a romantic partner or with a child over some kind of bonding project, or maybe even get closer to one another through the process of endeavoring something productive, something enterprising. And for those of you who are curious about, maybe how the retrograde's going to affect this, well, once we get to the Mercury retrograde part of it between the 10th and the 22nd, we're also going through a lot of retrievals during this time, right? Because Mercury retrograde is all about retrieval, reversal, and alteration. And so with Mercury retrograde in the 5th house, a lot of you are also going to get a chance to revive some old romantic sensibilities or old romantic desires, old romantic languages. And some of you may find that it's also a fun time to bond with a partner, whether they are a new partner or maybe even an old love interest or an old crush, that over something that does touch you from your own past, right? This is kind of bonding over our childhood interests or nerdy hobbies or maybe even things that take us down memory lane, right? We're getting real nostalgic during the middle of the month. Mercury retrograde here is also a time where, yeah, some of you single and available Aquarian people may actually be meeting people that are reminiscent of maybe love interests or crushes or old flames from your past. And a lot of you are also going to find that even when it comes to your relationships with your kids, you're getting a chance to bring back something that used to be a really fun bonding activity that we may maybe sorely miss. But after the 22nd, we've got Mercury retrograding back into Taurus, back into that 4th house of home and family. And when we have Mercury retrograde in the 4th house, there may be some need to pay attention to stories or to beliefs or to narratives that have run in our family life that are coming up to be corrected or maybe have some gaps filled in. Because with Mercury retrograde in the 4th house, what can sometimes happen is that we have a lot of revelations about maybe those that came before us, or maybe how people really got on. And our associations, how we look at people, our impressions of people in our family are also going to change. Sometimes this happens for the better. You know, we may have to correct some judgments. Maybe we had some people all wrong. However, we may also find that that goes in the other direction as well, but it's not about you, it's about them. Mercury retrograde in the 4th house, however, can also be extremely sweet on you. It doesn't have to be like emotionally jarring. This can also be a time where a lot of you Aquarius people are getting a chance to also reconnect with people from your roots. We have Jupiter doing some really cool stuff this month as well. On May 10th, Jupiter is moving into Aries, your 3rd house of communications, pacts, promises, commitments, your peer group, and helpful third parties. And Jupiter will be here from the 10th of May through the 28th of October. And not just for this year, but Jupiter's coming back here in 2023. Jupiter is the planet of wealth, expansion, novelty, and luck. And when in the 3rd house, we get a chance to go on a lot of different adventures where we are being invited by members of our community, as well as friends, allies, and strong associates, to be able to take part in a lot of not only lucrative quests or lucrative adventures themselves, but to also see a lot of our own projects, our own enterprises go through a massive growth spurt. This is also a great time for those of you who have been thinking about traveling or, again, relocating. Some of you may also find that helpful third parties are going to be here for you if you are looking to maybe grow, publish, or publicize something of your own creation. Those of you who are writers, or maybe those of you who are looking to take some kind of special talent on the road. A lot of you are also going to find that your collaborations, or if you are not in any collaborations right now, collaborations are coming soon, are starting to produce a lot more wealth for you as well. You may be getting into a lot of financial projects with other people or independent business enterprises, help getting on board with other people's businesses, merging interests in those respects. And what's happening here is that we're creating sort of a jet set kind of year, and not just this year. Remember, this is also going to be happening in 2023. Jupiter is also going to be returning life cycle themes that may feel very familiar to you. We're all going through the return of some life cycle opportunities that maybe we did not get a chance to fully flesh out, experience, or develop. And it's all about a 12-year cycle and a 24-year cycle that's on repeat. So it's important to see, right, look back. What was going on 12 years ago? What was going on 24 years ago? What were you being set up for? what was happening in your life as far as the positive is concerned, right? We're focusing on the good. Jupiter is talking about the good things, where there may be openings or opportunities that we missed out on, or we just couldn't be available for because of the circumstances. Sometimes we did have something work and it was a success, but we'd like to bring it back to life. We'd like to do it again. We're also getting a chance to reacquaint ourselves with aspects of ourselves that we may have left in the past that are actually going to serve us very well as we go through this transit. So really important to see what is coming back to life thematically. Now, I want to emphasize thematically. Don't try and, expect all of this to be the exact same situation with the exact same people in the exact same place, the exact same project. Not really going to happen that way. But you are going to get a chance to feel and explore and develop these things the way you hadn't before, in a way that has enormous payoffs for you and yours. We also have a full moon lunar eclipse, which is occurring in Scorpio, which is your 10th house of career, upward mobility, status, stature, promotions, and the mark you make on the world. And a full moon lunar eclipse is all about culminations, transitions, and endings. And we're feeling this influence from mid-May through mid-August, because it's a lunar eclipse, goes way longer than a normal 2-week full moon influence. And with a full moon lunar eclipse on the 16th in your 10th house of career, a lot of you Aquarius people are getting a chance to achieve either a dream status or a dream opportunity as it relates to your work life or your line of work. Some of you may actually be abandoning a vocation over the course of this next 3 months to get into a line of work or make a career shift that you have aspired to make for a very, very long time, or at least get the groundwork in this next 3 months. A lot of you are also going to find that a major promotion is going to be put on the table for those of you who do want to stay. That's also going to help you jump up in status and in station. And a lot of you are also going to find that with this full moon lunar eclipse, the sensibility and the culture around your business, your work life, or your field is collapsing and being replaced by something that is way more profitable to you, whether that's a transformation in culture in terms of the trends or maybe policies or work ethics are concerned, or the populations you're working with. It's all around quite gorgeous. We finally have to talk about a new moon. That's it. And then we're done. I know this is an extra long video because we got extra long special stuff we're talking about. We have a new moon in Gemini on May 30th, which is that 5th house of love, romance, creativity, parenthood, and all of that good stuff. And with a new moon on May 30th, we are seeing a 2-week window period open up for a lot of you Aquarius people to do some seed planting, right? A new moon is all about seed planting and new beginnings. And this could be the start of a new relationship story or a new relationship road you are going down, whether this is with a current partner for those of you who are involved, or maybe even, yes, somebody new surfacing for those of you who are available to new folks. This is also a terrific time to change the status or change the dynamics in a relationship that you have currently with somebody in such a way where it is more current with who we are right now as opposed to maybe who we've been. And a new moon here is also creating a new bond or a new way to relate between you and your children as well. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.